One of the biggest problems we had was we built an electric plant, turned on electricity to places that never had electricity, and the people thought they could hook up their own electrical systems. So they never had electricity before. They were grabbing wires and running out. They were climbing the poles and hooking them up. And unfortunately, we'd drive down the road the next morning and we would find them dead along the side of the road. So we had to figure out a way to teach them about electricity. It was not typical to the way they would normally, because we couldn't get them in rooms and teach them. So I called Mike Garrett, who at the time was head of Georgia Power Company, and he lives over in Oxford, Georgia. And I said, Mike, I got an issue. I need some help training this. And I know that you've got a booklet called Louie the Lightning Bug. Any of you ever seen Louie the Lightning Bug? Okay. I had 10,000 copies of Louie the Lightning Bug translated into Arabic. Mike Garrett and Georgia Power Company paid for it and shipped them to me, and we spread them out all over Iraq to keep children from getting killed by hooking up their own electricity. So if you want to see Louie the Lightning Bug in Arabic, let me know. I got a couple of copies I'll share with you. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. But one of the things that I tell schools is that what I'm talking about here is focusing your assets on that center of gravity problem. If the center of gravity in your school that's stopping you from being the school you want to be is student achievement, then you got to focus your assets on student achievement. When you start talking to companies and when you start talking to schools that support you and teams that support you, and again, I'm going to use Georgia Power again because they're a great company. I talked to Mike and now to Paul Bowers about this. I said, you know, you do a great job of sending money to schools across the state, but mainly you do it kind of like a public relations campaign. You know, every school gets $1,000, and every Chamber of Commerce gets $2,000 or $3,000, and they can use that. But when you start talking about $1,000 in a school, that's not a whole lot of money. You know, that'll buy pens and papers and a few little things, and that's okay, but that's not solving the issue. Mike, what have you said? I'm going to take the $250,000 that we are going to spread out this year, and I'm going to fix this problem in this school. And you started doing that, and in 10 years, you fixed 10 schools. Or if you give more money, you fix more. And if AT&T did the same thing and Georgia Pacific did the same thing, you start fixing the problems. But focusing your assets is the only way to make the monumental change in the public school systems that you want to make. If you don't, money dribbles in and you fix things incrementally over a long period of time, and it takes a long time to get well. So focus your assets on that center of gravity problem, and you'll be able to see some changes come about pretty quickly. And again, that's one of the things I like about Stan and what he's doing over there is we've been able to really narrow down some things and focus some assets to really help solving some issues in a short term. So that's a good way to help fix things.